2 weeks since we streamed, I believe.
Don't ask me last week. I don't understand. I just know this week's episode.
This week's episode. Okay, so I think we're good. I think we're live on YouTube, I believe. Okay, there we go. We're good. All right, guys, how's it going? We are talking Mayans MC, and I believe this is episode 5 of season 5 of the last season. And how many episodes are we really getting? Like 10?
10.
10, 10. We're halfway to it all being over already. And we this is like yeah, this is so we didn't do a podcast last week. I didn't do a podcast the week before. Like these like 2 weeks we didn't do a podcast technically. So been busy. I did get a review out. I haven't been feeling this season. I think there's a lot of the same stuff that's happened in the previous seasons, but with this episode, I feel like a lot of people did enjoy this episode, and a lot of people did like what was going on in this episode. One being Sandra. What did you think about this episode?
I loved it.
Okay.
I actually, that was the first episode of the season that got me excited. I don't know if it's because like finally what I what I said at the season finale of last year, I was right, but I called that it was Angel who burned down the storage with all the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
I called it. So that made me excited. And I think, not to be like negative or anything, but I almost want to see Easy going down and paying for everything he's been doing.
I think they're
So
setting that
knowing
up.
now,
I think there's like no. I don't think there's any way he's not going to go down at the end of the season. How is he going to like? I think he's playing the sacrificial kind of lamb here for maybe the club to prosper, or maybe you just see the club just all go down. I don't see him getting out of this at all.
but the thing is, he doesn't care. Like this is, I don't want to say scary, but he doesn't care. He's not listening to anybody, and that is probably now the scary part. And I mean that was, I mean, we have to go in details of everything, but for me the highlights was Creeper telling him like, you are the rat, and then what does he do? He's making sure that Creeper cannot have access to the phone to call anybody and to
Hmm.
be in solitaire in prison. And then you have like Miguel telling Angel, I know you're the one who set up the fire, but he never said anything to Soledad. He kept it for himself.
I think you called that one in the previous podcast too, saying that Miguel was going to help the boys, which doesn't make sense to me. But you called it, okay?
So I mean, there's a lot of things that got me like, okay, now I'm intrigued. Now I'm interested. I like that. But let's start with one topic and not just jump like I've been doing, because
Yeah. Well,
we
what
need
topic?
to make it slow. I'm just excited.
Let's you know what? Let's talk about the big one. The big one is Angel. So Angel was revealed to be the one that burned down the warehouse. I do like that interaction. I like the interaction with Miguel and Angel, and Angel still baffles me on how much of an idiot he really is. Like he's really, really, really dumb. Like, did he think that burning? What is there? I get that him and his brother are really they're at odds with each other, and I also get that he's a father now and he is trying to kind of go trying to not do as much as stupid crap as he's done in the past, or try to stay at least alive to see his son grow. The problem is you're in a biker club, man. You knew what you signed up for. You've seen all the things that have happened, and what makes you think getting rid of the pipeline wasn't going to lead to automatic death for you guys? Like, what makes you think, like, everything that is crumbling, he's one of the head of the table. He should have knew what the hell was going to happen. If he did that, what was he thinking? We don't get an explanation yet. We're going to get an explanation probably in the next episode and a couple of next episodes. But Does it really matter? Because it was a stupid thing he did. It was a dumb idea. It just doesn't benefit not only the club, but it doesn't benefit himself. He literally killed all of them. A lot of people are thinking that maybe Easy actually kills Angel. I'm gonna stick with my guns, and I'm gonna say I think Angel still is probably the one that gets out of it, but I think a lot of the other guys are gonna be the one that dies towards the end. So I think there is gonna be a lot of death at the end season finale. But going back to the Miguel and Angel conversation, I think Miguel's killing it this season. The actor is. I think the actor's doing a fantastic job this season. I think that that interaction. I wish we had more interaction with those two throughout the whole series. I think that was an interesting interaction. I think it doesn't make any sense, like why he would have Angel's back, like I said in a previous podcast. But you got the sense that Miguel, they are brothers. He knows they're brothers, and that he is kind of watching their back. It does. It's very interesting with the Miguel situation too now, with the Potter situation and now the all that is forming. That was the very interesting thing about this episode. I will say the actress who was talking to Miguel towards like the middle of this episode or end of the episode, she looks exactly like Kathleen Kennedy, the head of Disney Lucasfilm for Star Wars. A lot of people who are Star Wars fans know who Kathleen Kennedy is, and we can't stand her. So it was just throwing me off so much watching this episode, looking at her and just being reminded of Kathleen Kennedy and how much she ruined Star Wars for me. But going back to Galindo, so I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna say, okay, it's not that big of a deal that to me it doesn't really make any sense, but it makes it more intriguing of the conversation they had. It makes it more intriguing going forward, especially now that his relationship with what's your name? What's your name again? Um,
It's I just know
you
her
you
title
just
is
said
like
it.
Gila.
You just said it. El Paquero's sister. What's
Oh,
people?
Soledad.
Soledad. Yeah. The relationship between him and Soledad, done. It's pretty much kaput. So I there's also the factor that I think Miguel's gonna lose it all too. He might. I mean, at the end of this series, he'll probably be in jail. Most likely, he'll probably be in jail. But I think he's definitely going to lose it all. And it's it. So we're going back to Angel. That's my thoughts on it. Is just what a stupid thing he did. I think a lot of people thought maybe Taza was the one to do it. I don't think Taza's coming into this series at all. I think that's done. That was a done deal. Once he left, it was it. I don't think you see that actor come back at all.
No,
Um,
he's not.
he's not coming back. It does now. It does make it more interesting now too, because what is this brother dynamic going to be like? I think Easy is completely off his rockers now. He might have a big major plan towards the end of the season, but I think he's still going to get a lot of people killed, a lot of people killed, and one of them might be his brother. It might be not it might not be on his hands, but it might be somebody else that does the job. We don't know. We don't know.
So what I took out of this episode is the fact that he knows now that the secret between him and Jimenez, the CIA, it's out. He knows that. So that's on his shoulders to try to keep it as a secret for nobody to know, because once they know he's the rat, he's dead. Literally.
Yes.
What was also very interesting is that when he was, first of all, I was very excited to see the Grand Bastards back in the storyline.
Yes. Yes. It was
Um,
nice. They were.
that was nice.
I would say they were
Uh,
a cameo more than anything.
well, yes, but I like the way they did the setup. That Grandmaster was the one setting up the meeting between Sons and Mayans. I like that, and you see that Easy. He needs to show everybody else that he's the one fighting for this club, and he's gonna do anything he can. Because if he doesn't do that, nobody's gonna follow him with his ideas, with the drugs and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So he needs to be the one in the mist. He could have been killed, but we all know
Should have.
he
He
was
should have
not
been
going to
killed.
be killed.
He should be
Well,
killed.
yes,
Yeah,
because
should be.
I still understand with all the punching he got, he was still able to get out of there and no bone fracture in his face. But that's beside the
Just
point.
the animalistic fighting, you know.
Correct. But so now he has to do everything. He cannot delegate and nothing. So now he's gonna do everything, take the decision, everything, because right now he's trying to sell things for everybody to be excited, but there's no voting. He's making the decision, and that's how it goes.
I'm sorry, but I
So,
thought it was super comical how he was just throwing the money at the guys, and it's like rolled up money, and I'm like, dude, that's not that much. And if you look at one of the guys, he's holding the the, the roll. It's not even like hundreds. It's fifties. They're $50 bills. I'm like, that's I just thought it was hilarious. You know, realistically, maybe yeah, that's probably how much money they would probably have. But like, I was expecting like maybe more than that. At least I would need more than that to continue doing what we're doing. Like that's all we got. I thought we were gonna have like a barrel full of that shit. But that was just me.
but
It's a little
again,
nitpick.
a-
It's a little nitpick.
Easy is playing on the emotion. So what? So again, to sell what he's to sell what he wants is plan money. They all about the money, especially Hank. Hank's having a hard time with his mother. That money is helping. So he is playing on everybody's like
That's very true. That's very true.
emotion to keep the thing together because you know what? If he doesn't do that, he's gonna lose them one by one.
True. True. Especially, I mean, Hank was definitely going to be on that. Um, Bishop maybe. Well, Bishop is he Bishop is interesting this season. Like he's I'll get to Bishop in a minute, I guess. So, but you're right. Everybody, I mean, everybody's hurting for money, especially with the pipeline being down and like and Easy tell them like, listen, this is how we're getting our money. I get it. Yeah, this is their income now. This is what they got to do. They are in the last straw. They have their backs really against the wall. So anything to at least help prosper the club, they're gonna be all in on it. I mean, I get that for sure. It's just a little nitpick. I just thought it was funny. So let's talk. Yeah, let's talk about Easy. I'm gonna say the Grim Bastards. Really cool to see. Really cool to see. What did they think was gonna happen though with Isaac? Isaac is just, you know what? I'm gonna say this, guys. I really like Isaac. I actually had a dream of Isaac. Yeah, of like as a villain. I forgot what it was. My dream was very weird. It involved a Black Widow too. So Isaac is doing a good job. He's actually pretty menacing. Of course he didn't fight the fight. He didn't fight easy, but the actor's doing somewhat of a good job. I'm liking him so far.
So let me tell you something. In the past, I want to say 3 episodes, Isaac stole is stealing the show because he doesn't talk well, other than the rant that he went on and on and on when he killed
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Mayan. But he doesn't say a lot. You don't see him a lot, but he is powerful.
yeah.
Everybody will remember Isaac for the little things. You will
Now,
remember him, and that's what makes scenes and anything good is that
now,
just his presence.
now the problem is he's not going to be the most memorable villain in TV history. That's the problem. It's just because they should have introduced him in previous seasons. That was my only gripe with Isaac is they should have introduced him as not with the Coco storyline even necessarily. You could have. I mean, that could have still worked, but you could have. He should have been a villain at least in like season two, like the Salamancas in Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul is such a great show because of Salamancas and then also Gus. You got to introduce these guys, and you got to build off them. So I think he needed more time to build. I mean, he's doing a good job for what the season is giving him and what they're doing with him. So that's good. Of course, he circles back around because my idea was like, why is Letty and Hope and this thing? And I will say that was a dumb That was a dumb scene when they're dancing for they was a waste of time. They could have easily just showed them, give them money, and that was it. I don't need them singing and dancing. I get the artistic choice. You got too much going on. We don't need it. This is the kind of crap I hate with Elgin James's show running. You need to cut the fat. This is no time for play around. But I will say it's great to circle back, set up with what's his name scene, Hope, them trying to rob, even though it was hysterical. But you have Isaac come back, and you have come back to Hope's life. And I did like the name drop of Coco with Isaac. Name like, where's Coco?
Where's Coco?
Yeah, I would have liked. I think it could have been better written, better done. But for what it was good. I liked it. It makes me. I mean, you saw Gilly kind of hurt, but you don't see. The problem is you don't see Gilly this season really kind of like really mourn for Coco or anything. There's no going to his grave, checking on Letty or anything like that. So that's not too impactful. It's a little bit. It's kind of like it's a little bit too little, too late, so to speak. But it is good to see Coco's name get dropped. The interaction between him and Easy was good. It was fine. I thought it wasn't amazing, but I thought it was fine. These are the two guys that need to be butting heads, that need to be kind of going after each other. Um, Easy telling, so this is the whole Grim Bastard meeting. So Easy telling Isaac, we are here to, we're here for your surrender. Oh,
Repeat it 10 times.
like what? What was that? What are you talking about? Like I was with Isaac. He's like, dude, you got like six people right there. I got like a whole army. Like, and he barely took. And I have to say, the easy in that big man fight really reminded me. I think Elgin James watched like Troy and saw Brad Pitt go against the big guy and Troy in the very beginning when Brad Pitt played Achilles. But then again, not the same. I guess Brad Pitt did get his ass kicked, or no, didn't get his ass kicked like Easy did. Easy got his ass kicked. So yeah, that was super bizarre. Like, what is your game plan, dude? Like, what is going on here? It's the ego. It's basically the ego. It's Easy. I'm telling you, Easy probably does have a big major plan for the end, but he's really he's really become unlikable to me. Really unlikable. Like I really do want to see this guy bite the bullet at the end of the season. The problem is with Easy, and this is what I really wanted to talk about for you guys, and I'll give Sandra the see what her feelings on this is. This is the one thing I went after watching the episode, and I said, and we could, we always say like Mayans had potential, blah blah blah, but it really did. The problem with if you're gonna make Easy turn this it was all when he killed Gabby, right? That's when the switch turned, and now he's something else. He's a different beast. When he had a conversation with his pops, like with the painting or whatever, the dog or something like that. I can't remember too much of it. But the problem with Easy is he's super unlikable. If you're gonna be a villain, there has to be something that you could attach to that makes you memorable. My biggest example is Tony Soprano, is the world's biggest piece of shit. This guy is a monster. He's egotistic. He's Easy is like him. He's egotistic. He likes power. He uses people. The difference is we see Tony's struggles. We see Tony going. There's a reason why he goes to the therapist. There's a reason why you see him interact when his kids were little, growing up. Like he is yet still a family man, even though he's cheating on his wife and all that stuff. But there's something about Tony that you like him. You like he has swag, he has personality, and he's a bad guy, but you want to see get his comeuppance, but you still kind of like him. It's the same thing with Walter White. You see why he's doing the things he does, and but you see him transition from what he was to a monster. But then when it comes to full circle, you see you still like him because you know his beginning, his middle, and now his end. and him admitting that he didn't do it for the family, he did it for himself. And we like people who are honest with themselves. Easy hasn't gotten to the end yet, but the things he's doing and the way he's doing stuff and just how they're writing Easy as a character this season, I kind of get what Elgin James is doing. He is trying to hammer home, a fallen character like Easy, where he started from here, now he's fallen from grace, and it's so tragic. But it's not. I don't give a shit. I honestly wanted him to die at the fight. Like I don't care. If Easy dies at the end, I absolutely do want to see his comeuppance. Am I going to remember this character afterwards this season? No. Did I remember Jax? Yes, I did remember Jax. Remember, guys, Jax is a kind of a piece of shit too, but we saw his his hippie demeanor in the beginning. Then we saw Clay, we saw Gemma especially turn this guy into what the club needed was a ruthless leader with a game guy with a game plan. The guy hit women. The guy freaking killed people. He went on the terror rampage. Yet, why do we still miss him after his demise at the end of Sons of Anarchy? Think of that. Think of why do we like Jax Teller, yet we don't like Easy. And I'm sure maybe some of you guys do like Easy. And that's not the fault of JD Pardo as an actor. I think he does okay. I think he does fine. I think he does more than fine. I think he has some great moments throughout the seasons. The problem is the writing on the wall, the writing of the show, and it has been absolutely like terrible, especially with the dialogue. But what I wanted to hammer home was Easy at the end of what I took away from this episode. There is there's no I would be absolutely shocked if this guy lives at the end of this season. I mean, I think a lot of people are now hating him too because what him and Creeper's conversation was all about, and him being a sneaky little snake and getting Creeper thrown into isolation.
Solitaire.
Solitaire,
Yeah.
yes. So it's easy. We don't like that, right? We don't like guys like, especially when he's supposed to be your brother and Creeper has been loyal. He literally took all the blame to go to jail. He did that for Easy. So I think one of the solid parts of the show was finally Creeper realizing or finding out that Easy is the rat. I think that was the biggest thing in the show too. Was I think that was bigger honestly than the Angel revelation because that's really gonna propel what's gonna happen to Easy towards maybe towards the end. And I think somebody's gonna find out. They're gonna know that Easy is the rat. Hell, Angel might even tell them Easy is the rat, just because he had a little visit or he's been warned. You need to stop this. Or even Miguel was the one too, so he was warned. How is he going to stop this when Easy doesn't listen to him? He has to get Easy out somehow. But if he tells people, it's really going to go. If Angel does do that, he's really sentencing his brother to death, which he already did anyway by freaking burning the warehouse. He sent everybody to death basically. So that's my thoughts. That was the main thing I really wanted to like hammer home. I think this is an easy episode, and I think it's really telling on what Eldon James is going to do towards the end of this series, and that's what I took away from this episode for sure. What is your thoughts?
Well, there's a lot to talk about on what you just went through. So let me put this way something. The scene where Hope and Letty are dancing, I agree with you 100%. And that's the reason why this week's episode, well, last week, was an hour and 25 minutes long. Did we need an hour and 25 minutes long? Absolutely not.
Was it an hour 25?
Yeah,
That's including commercial.
it was.
Though. That has to
Well,
be
yeah,
included.
but
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
still with commercial, it should be only an hour, so it's 40 minutes.
Yeah.
That with commercial was an hour and 25. So also the thing is, if you remember, it was last episode because you only see Hope and Letty like 5 seconds in one episode. When Hope was telling Letty, "Don't like, we need to leave, we need to go because they're gonna find us." Hope knows about Isaac. He knows he's a crazy son of a bitch. She knows what can happen, but Letty is now like, no, no, we're rich, we have money, blah blah blah. So my biggest issue I have is like, you either have them in the show in all the episodes, or you don't have them. Just don't put like 10 seconds and that's about it.
Yeah.
We know now something's gonna happen because we know how it ended. And it ended that, you know what? You took one of my guys, that's fine. I'm going after Hope and Letty. That's gonna be his payback because Isaac is crazy like this.
But what did Coco take from him?
Coco took Hope away from Isaac by
Oh, okay,
saving her.
okay. Oh, I was like, what the hell did Coco take? Didn't really think about that.
Coco
Yeah.
took Hope,
Hope from
which
Isaac. That's right.
was Isaac. Now he's gonna go back and take Hope,
So
and
true.
Letty's gonna pay.
So true.
Full circle.
I just want to answer this question real quick because Sensational Cinema said Easy's supposed to be unlikable now. Angel seeking redemption while Easy spins out of control. They have like 5 episodes left to sum it all up. They said the end was written during season one. Yeah, I get that. It's just my main problem with Easy is that you have him portrayed a certain way through the beginning of the season. So think Easy's and how his downfall is compared to Jax's downfall. Like Easy's supposed to be your main character. You could put even Walter White in the mix too. He's your main character. The problem is Easy is not a very great main character when it comes towards the very end. Like his downfall is not that great. His should be better than what it is right now. I know he's supposed to be unlikable, but we as the audience should at least feel something when he does go down when it comes to like when he started in the first season. If you're gonna have him like this, then you should have started him kind of like this, like traits of this from the first season. But to me, he kind of did the switch, kind of. I don't want to say out of nowhere because he did it. I mean, he killed Gabby and all that stuff, so it was kind of a setup. I just really feel like it's not as natural as I want it to be. But that's just me. Like I said, some people are gonna like Easy's downfall, and I do get it. He is supposed to be really really crazy this season. He's supposed to be off the rocker, where sort of where meaning that everything's slipping away. Everything he thought he could handle, he's not handling. But I will say I will enjoy his downfall. I guess, yeah. So situational, you're right. Well,
So
yeah. Continue, Sandra.
one thing that I didn't like. So I again, this episode is my favorite of all five so far because,
Mm,
but then again, my expectations are under the low bar, like very low. One thing I didn't like is how they are getting the story with Alvarez. I do not like that. I do not like the
I
fact
totally
that
forgot he was
I'm
in this.
I don't like the fact that it's almost pushing it that you want him to commit suicide, and I don't like at all. Don't like it at all. You cannot a character like Alvarez, you cannot make him in that story. I will not accept that. That no, can't. When you see him that he lost all his life when he lost the club, and he can you can feel it with the kids and his wife and everything. The only little bit of hope is when he was with his kid at the end that they were eating, but that is also how a lot of the suicide happens. And if Elgin make Alvarez committed suicide, I'm fucking done. I'm not even finishing the season.
I'll
I'm
be
telling you that much.
honestly like to me, because we love Alvarez so much. Marcus, to me, he's like what in real life he's 70, isn't he?
Yeah.
Which is nuts. He's 70 and he looks great. Um, I would have never really, if I were to write the show, the only reason I think they have Alvarez such a Debbie Downer right now is because they need for him something to do. They need him to mope because they have this actor and they're not using they're not really finishing his story. Like if to me, if Alvarez were to, I mean, of course he got booted out in the worst way possible. But me as just the way he is as a character, I wouldn't. I don't think he would honestly be kind of like this at all. Like I would actually think he would actually. I think it would take a day for him, or not a day, but maybe like a couple weeks to realize like it's over, but then kind of move on. Like he's such a strong guy. He's such a strong. He loves his family so much. He saw what the club did to him, but he saw all the good stuff, but he saw all the terrible stuff. He knows that. I mean, obviously, he didn't want war. He wants peace. Obviously, he was cool with the Sons, even though they were at war for how long. And obviously, he had to. His son had to pay the ultimate price for that. So to me, like if he were to like let's say go off to the sunset or not be in a club anymore, I don't see this is not the Alvarez I would have saw. The Alvarez I would have saw would actually, rem, be grateful that hey, I had my time. They got the club like I have my family now because I thought that's what they were kind of speaking with Alvarez throughout the Mayan series was like he regrets that his son died and he's making more room for his family and he's realizing maybe he made the wrong decision. So you would think that this is the perfect way out. He ain't dead. He's there for his family. He can now live his remaining years with them. So the only reason I could think that he's so mopey and all this shit, like I get it, it's a club. He's been there. It's kind of like a job, right? You've been in your job. No, it's not necessarily a job. It's a brotherhood. It's really like a football team where it's like a brotherhood. That's your friends. That's your club. You built that from the ground up. You made that. That's your baby. I get that. But if you're gonna introduce him second guessing a lot of stuff, then why not have him just be happy already? I would like to see Marcus. I think he's a strong guy. He's a strong character. I just don't see him like this, and the way they're doing it and handling it, I don't like it. And I'm pretty sure. I bet you the actor doesn't really like it either. But he's in the season, so what do you got? What are you going to do with him? So you're getting these scenes with him, and you're getting him mopey, and you know,
So
it's
that's what I don't like. I mean, there's so many potential that they could have done so much. Like again, another one that had potential at the beginning was Nestor. Now, don't
whoa,
get me
boy,
started with
was
Nestor.
is there a lot where they just whoop, whatever? It's the last season. Gilly, no, nothing with Gilly. Nestor,
Gilly doesn't even have freaking a sentence.
dude, did we all forget Jess and how that whole scene? Dude, it's only 5 episodes. What are you doing?
That's
Why did we
why
see her sister get slapped around? Because you're gonna introduce it like the second to the final episode? What are we doing?
there's no there's no continuity with this show.
No.
It's jumping from one to one. So now, like, well, we're gonna wait to episode 8 to talk about Jess. Like, no, it's
Nestor was the biggest one. Oh my god, they had done shit with Nestor. No, and I was excited when he was like in the club, man, but they haven't done anything with him. Um, but you know what? I guess let's talk some positives too. What else is there? Okay. The one scene I really did like because I really like Bishop throughout the Mayans series. I was touched and moved when he was holding the baby because that's what I'm talking about, guys. When you introduce something in season one, and there's just a little bit of that introduction of what that character has been through or has, yeah, been through, and what kind of his kind of background a little bit, and then just little moments like that really does a lot. So we know Bishop, lost his kid, and it's just hurt him throughout his life. This and just seeing, I love that he's in a relationship with the grandma. I like that. I thought that was a really cool little awkward moment he had with the son. But holding the baby, that was a genuine good feel good scene. Or not? It was just like good for you, but like that's you get it, you get it. But then you also get Angel like shooting a guy like super far away with the shotgun. Bishop like yeah, fuck yeah, like that was
But
it was
hold
nuts.
on. The Easter egg on that one was freaking priceless when the shooting happened at the ice cream shop, because who owns the ice cream shop in Sons?
I forget his name, but yeah.
But it's the whole Easter egg with the ice cream cone that I like. But um when I started really enjoying Bishop, his character, other than being an asshole for so long, it was not this week but last week, when he had that talk with Angel, and he just told him, if I could redo it, I would fucking run like hell with my
Hmm.
kid. That was powerful. That character can be powerful if you give him the correct lines and the correct script.
And it's such a shame,
Again,
such a shame. I mean, I would have loved more interaction with him and Easy too. I think the little interaction we got this season, especially when he was talking shit, and then Easy was right behind him. Like, man, we're get this, give me more of this. Give me because I think Bishop is for how short he is. He's a strong, big, powerful character, but he makes an
I would
impact. He steals the screen.
I would love I would love to have a photo up with him to see the difference of height. That would be awesome.
I think they just absolutely made a mistake because like if he's the vice president, I'm not seeing him doing vice president shit with Easy at all. Like there is no council. Like there's nothing like that. I do appreciate table. You know the table discussing stuff that we they're still doing that a little bit here this season. But I would have liked now it's time to get those one on ones. You know those deep most like how many times we've seen Jackson Chibs and Jackson Bobby. Hell, fucking like all all these sons. Like I mean, Jackson Opies were like the more meaningful ones because they were such close brothers and stuff. Like I would have liked to see a little bit more of that this season. But the things we do get, I do think that it works. So the Bishop and Angel, like you said, was great. The Bishop holding the baby was great. So Bishop has been a great little bright spot this season.
Yeah.
He's gonna die. He's gonna die. I mean, we all see it in the club.
Everybody's gonna die.
Everybody's gonna die. Like like I just don't see if they pull. My feelings is like I don't want to see the club prosper or not prosper. Like there's no way this club could move forward. There's just too little manpower. It doesn't feel like a big ass club, or it doesn't feel like they have any power or stake. They don't. They feel like they're just trying to catch up, and there's nowhere near to catch up for them. That's what I feel like in
And
this club.
remember, Mayans always been so freaking strong and powerful, because there was like the Nines and Sons and Mayans, and they were all huge. They had like a lot of charters, and they were all sticking together. Now we have what, St. Patrick, and that's it, because everybody else got killed, murdered, or everything else. Like, I don't like what they're doing with the whole charter of Mayans right now, because I don't know what's the end game, to be honest. Is it to kill Mayans completely? I don't understand.
Well, if there is a somewhat happy ending to this, it would be that the club is going. I think Easy's going to demise. It's kind of like what Jax did, getting to club to legitimacy, which we found out that hasn't happened. um, but with Easy, it's just for the club to prosper after his demise, maybe like to really like to make it. He's been talking the whole season, taking it to new heights. He has something for the club, and hell, maybe Easy is going to be still the leader at the end of this season. Maybe he takes out Angel. Maybe he takes out everybody that knows he was the rat. I don't know. We'll see about that. But the biggest problem right now too is them looking into Lincoln Potter and Potter's situation with Miguel, Potter's situation with a lot of people. Damn, we didn't get no Adelita. I think these last two episodes, huh?
That again. you are going through like 5 episodes without a character, and then that character pops up, and like, oh yeah, I forgot about that person.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of people think Adelita is going to take out Potter. I think Potter might be taken out somehow, some way. Um, I mean, it was an interesting discussion with him and Miguel, and then also he says this like super weird ass. What was the weird ass line he says before he leaves? It was so, what did he say, like penis or something like that? I don't know. It was so weird. It was like, what the fuck? Are we, why
Well,
did you give him
in a,
that to talk about that or something like that?
in a way, Potter has Miguel's balls in his hands. He can do whatever he wants with him.
But the also,
Like he said,
who's the lady's name? What's the lady's name? Because she has
I
Potter's
just know.
balls and everybody's balls. She's gonna cut them all off.
Yeah, I don't know her name, but I know her title. It's about 17 names.
Kathleen Kennedy is gonna like destroy everybody. So
And
what was the discussion she gives to Miguel?
she wants Miguel to spill the beans on Potter. That's what she wants.
And
Because basically they want Potter. They want to get Powder because he has been playing both games. He's playing for the government or wherever he's working, but he's also working with Galindo to get that. He's like playing the two sides. So they want Galindo to tell him the whole story about Potter,
I met Kathleen Kennedy, Electro, the one who saw the books and who's the higher up, the
The CIA or
CIA chick.
FBI
Yeah,
or whatever she words.
yeah. And then she pretty much offered him a deal, and that was so weird too because like she's talking to Emily, and at first I'm like, do they know each other? Because like, what was the conversation like letting her in beforehand? And
Again, useless waste of time for the show.
could have just had Miguel
Sorry.
come in. That was about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because
So
the whole
Patricia, that's her name. Thank you, Potter.
the whole thank you, Potter. By the way, what does she wants for you? Like, does she wants you to be like in jail or whatever? But you cannot tell us that later.
We obviously don't
But
know that she. We obviously know she doesn't like you.
no, she doesn't like you at all. But so the whole so see what I'm saying? Like, Elgin is putting scenes and making stuff happening, but then drops it and it's completely dead. Emily is planning to kidnap her son, asking Easy to help her with the car. That was 2 episodes. The whole thing, like she was preparing, counting her steps, blah, blah, blah. So now what?
Whoa,
That
whoa, whoa.
was useless. It was just a storyline for 2 episodes and then useless because she cannot leave. Like, that's what I don't like about this season is that you have something and it doesn't happen. If you want to stop that little storyline, do something about it, but don't just drop dead and then forget about it.
I know this doesn't have nothing to do with Mayans, but a lot of you guys comment on my videos that have nothing to do with Mayans, so payback. But Mr. DJ Fly High, interesting fact: the woman that plays as Patricia, which is the CIA whatever agent in the show, voiced as Andrea, masked Phantasm in the old Batman animated movie. No freaking way. So she was Bruce's love. Are you serious? If you guys don't know, just to rant, not rant, but to just let you guys know, if you guys do like Batman, the greatest Batman movie of all time is not the Christopher Nolan movies, is not the Batman starring Robert Pattinson, it's not even the Zack Snyder ones or the Michael Keaton. It's actually the animated series movie that came out called Batman: Mask of the Phantasm, and it is phenomenal. And I, yeah, I guess she would have been around that age to voice her. That's awesome. That's a great fact. I didn't know that, so that's cool. Sorry, I just had to get into my Batman. I'm a big Batman fan. just saw the Flash. Michael Keaton killed it. The Flash. I thought it was a fine movie. That was good. Well, anyway, going back, just to let you guys know too, please start giving us some questions so I can start reading off some questions and we can talk. I can answer. We can go off what you guys are feeling about the episode, some of the questions you might have that we may, discuss and stuff. So start dropping some of those questions for us. But going back, yeah, I mean, yeah, I forgot. Like Emily is so useless this season. It would have been crazy if like she did try to run away and then Easy didn't even get the car or truck or whatever. I
Do
still think,
something. Like,
yeah. I mean, I think that her and her son are gonna be able to live happily because I think Miguel's fucked. I think Miguel is done towards the end of the season. Either he's gonna be in prison. I think he's most likely gonna be in prison. They did say that they were gonna give him a deal. Maybe he does take that deal later on, where he's in what prison 2 years, something like that. He's in prison for a little bit, but I think I remember seeing somebody's comments saying that Miguel will probably let Emily and their son like alone, maybe, maybe. I could see that happening honestly because Miguel's still a softie. He's still a super softie. Um, what else happened in this episode? We got the Isaac thing. What else happened? What else happened?
well, so now that Creeper knows that Easy is the rat,
Oh yeah, so
it's
yeah, let's
funny
talk
that
Creeper. Let's talk Creeper. Yeah, yeah, that's the big thing, right?
Creeper, like, it was, he's the one that asked his ex girlfriend to find out who the rat is.
So
And then
am I
she,
wrong
go
to
ahead.
think? Am I wrong to think though? What was the point of his ex girlfriend to tell him Easy's the rat when he ended up going to Tuco, who tried to get him or who greenlit his execution, and him telling him like exactly who the rat Easy was the rat. So what was the whole point of like? So how did he know that Tuco knew? And if he did know who Tuco knew, which was Smokey in the series, Smokey knew. Why did he even need his girlfriend? Because he didn't even listen to her anyway. He went to Smokey, and then he believed.
Correct. So, yes, I understand what you're saying, but if she would have not brought up that to Creeper, Creeper would have never went to confirm and talk to Smokey.
Okay, okay,
Because,
yeah.
like, I mean, why would he talk about Smokey? About, like, he's gonna say, "Hey, apparently we have a rat. Do you know who's the rat?" Like, that wouldn't be the conversation. The conversation that Creeper wanted is confirmation
Oh,
of who the rat is.
so another good thing that they did was it was really stupid for me, or it was stupid that I thought you bring this character JJ last season, and he just gets wasted. Yeah, and he is wasted still, but they did bring it back with Smokey saying that his what cousin or whatever went missing. So that's how he kind of found out that this hombre Easy is the one that took him out, or didn't doesn't necessarily know he took him out, but he knows that he just went missing. Like he hadn't heard from JJ in forever. So that was good. They did bring that back.
But hold on a second. It literally took what 4 seasons to bring back the Kevin Jimenez. Like, it was dead. It's like when they killed Montez and he was dead for a year, and it took like 10 episodes to bring him back.
Do you remember, guys, when Montez died? Are we still in a war? This still doesn't feel like a war. Poor Montez,
Don't get
man.
me. Yeah, this yeah. I
Seriously.
guess you know what it is. You could, if they were selling them, but they're not selling them. But you could take like all the DVDs of Mayans and you mix this season and you watch them in no order, and it would make a difference.
There will not. I did like the interaction between Smokey and Creeper. I did like the interaction with Creeper and Easy. Very stupid on Creeper's part, though, to even reveal that he knew and tell him what he wanted to do. I get it. He was angry. He's pissed. He wants him to know that he knows. I get it. If there was a smarter kind of guy, he would have kept his mouth shut. Just look easy in the eye, wait till he was done, and then start giving the info to the club and tell him take this motherfucker out. Like he just came to me, I didn't say anything, but take him out. Um, but I did for what it was. I did like the interaction. I did like the overall easy. As much as a piece of shit he is, I did like his thought process of you know not getting the information out. So I think there's a promo of one of the in the trailer and then in the episodes where you see a casket and you see the boys holding the casket as most likely Creeper, as most likely Creeper in that casket. I think they're gonna actually kill Creeper. They have to now. Easy's gonna get him, get
Yeah.
somebody to kill him. So I think he's in that
So,
casket.
so do you think he's gonna ask the help of the cops gang that they had the
Oh,
interaction in episode 2 to kill Creeper?
I mean, maybe. Why? Like, why were they introduced? Right? I forgot about them too. It's been like 5 episodes.
Well, that's exactly my point. You introduce somebody and then, nah, we forget about them, and then all of a sudden, oh, maybe we'll use them to kill Creeper now.
I think Elgin James loves to do the thing with, but he's doing it with people and he's doing it with storylines. Where the rule of thumb, if you ever read the book Save the Cat, writing 101 basically, is that if you introduce a gun at some point during your film, beginning of your film, at some point that gun needs to be used towards the end. That goes with anything. If you introduce a nail, like let's say at the Quiet Place, right? You introduce the nail and sitting right there, and then maybe like 30 minutes go by, and there's a scene that their nail is still right there. Something has to happen with that nail at that point. So I think Elton James is the same thing, where he introduces these cops, and at some point he's gonna bring them back. He's doing it with storylines. That's not bad, but the problem is you do it too much. You can't do it a lot. It's supposed to be a special thing. Just like when you're dropping the f bombs all the time, it loses its relevance. It uses its impact. If you're saying fucking a, fuck this, fuck that, like the only movie I saw that still maintained it was Scarface. But Mayans is not doing a good job when they're dropping f bombs. It just feels really cringe because like some of these actors who are saying the f bombs, you're like, you don't really say that a lot, do you, in real life? But you're right, they might because they were introduced, and that could circle right back around. Creeper's gonna die. Hank's gonna die probably. I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
said, there's gonna be that scene. Hank dies. You see the camera with his mama, not knowing that her son perished. I don't know. We'll see. Rachel says, "Do you think Sophia will die?" Nah.
Yeah, I was going to say that because I saw that comment too.
You think so?
I don't think she's gonna
I
die.
don't think she's gonna die. She's gonna leave.
I don't. I just, you know what? Though I do believe that Angel really believed that if he talked to Sophia, she would be able to make Easy understand. But Easy is way gone. There's nothing stopping him at all. Like, not his father, not his nephew, not his brother. There's no stopping him now. Even, and yes, good for Angel to try with Sophia, but he's a lost cause now.
Angel never had like any like sane power at all. Like he could never persuade Easy. Like I said, maybe he will out him. But if he does that, then he's basically condemning his brother to death. So here's another question: could you see Emily as the new Tara? So we're at almost the end of the series. I don't think so. I actually like Tara. I think she's just a better character than Emily, especially, and it helped that her and her rivalry with Gemma was such good juicy drama. Good, because you loved. I mean, you knew they hated each other, and there were sometimes they were trying to work it out. But with Tara, like I got it. Like I know a lot of people get super annoyed by her, but I don't know. There's something about her. I think the actress did a good job, and I think there's something about like she really did want to get out of. I know she knew what Jax was in, but I think she also knew who Jax really was, and he was that kind of like he she saw the change in him throughout the seasons, right? I mean, she was one of the main players in the show, so I think she knew who Jax was, the real Jax, and not saying that Jax isn't the real Jax towards the end of the season or series, but there was something about that dynamic that I actually really liked. So I did like Tara, and I liked Wendy too. I liked Wendy. Wendy won me over a lot. She had a great character arc, beautiful character arc. Emily has never won me over. Emily is so bad. She's worse than Tara to me. Like I can't stand her. I will continue to say it's nothing against the actress. She's a very beautiful woman. She does what she needs to do, but they wrote her atrociously. Terrible. Like I like Sophia more than I like Emily. That's how bad it is. I like Gabby than I like more than Emily. But that's just me. I think we can go on and on and talk crap about Emily, but I'm not going to do that, Sandra. I mean, it's been beaten over the dead horse on this point. But no, I don't think she's like Tara.
So, sensational cinema is asking who is the guy who came to see for Sophia in episode 2. I think it has to be with
Was that episode 2
her.
or
Yeah, don't you
3?
remember it?
I remember it. It's just, oh my god, dude. Jesus. Wow.
um, so I think that is from my understanding and the way they were talking. It's either the father of Sophia's baby that she lost,
That's my pick.
or it or something along the line, because apparently they were together in their life, really together, and then when she lost the baby, and is it him who went to jail or her who went to jail, they disconnected. But I think that's skinny guy that showed up for 5 minutes. I think it has to do with Sophia's old life when she lost the baby.
Yeah, for sure. It does. But does it really matter at this point? Because
Well,
totally
maybe he's
forgot.
gonna come back in episode 8.
Maybe they run away together. I don't know. No clue.
Maybe she realized that Easy's not good for her, and she's gonna go with the ex-boyfriend. I don't know.
So he's there because they don't know what the hell they're doing with Sophia and Easy. It's just the same crap all the time. So that's my 2 cents on it. How deep will the Grim Bastards interaction go? I think that was it, man. You might have one more.
That was it.
I think you might have one more, maybe one more towards the end of the series, but that's it. That's it, man.
you you know what I found very interesting though in the whole Grim Bastard is how both the Mayans and Isaac respected Lucky,
Yeah,
the president of the Grim Bastard.
yeah.
But again, great respect, but we don't have a background to lean on. So,
But I felt like the old
oh,
Grim Bastards too. Everybody loved To. To was great. Yeah, everybody
correct.
loved
But
To.
we knew Theo since episode 2.
Yeah,
We just found out Lucky, so we got introduced to Lucky. He's a good guy. He organized this, and that's it.
maybe Lucky will be in a spinoff.
Maybe we'll have a spin-off with Lucky. Yes, you're correct. Maybe.
Let's see. So one of the so one of the Mayan. So one of the Mayans gonna go visit Creeper or Creeps. You would think
Well,
Hank would go back.
you would think that. I mean, they talk on the phone all the time, but why wouldn't Hank go to visit? But now that he's in isolation, no more visit, no more phone calls, and that Easy took care of that.
Suffices. I want to see some. I want to say something nice about Mayans MC season 5, but I can't. So I'll just hope they're gonna go somewhere with all the mini school storylines and all adds up. I mean, it's the same story every season, so we'll see though. We just gotta watch. We're almost there. Do you see Gilly play a role in a Letty and Hope story?
No, the
Hmm.
same thing that why was the last week's episode when we saw his brother and like saying like, so did you sleep with my wife yet? Like what that has nothing to do with anything. But I want to bring up something that you don't want to talk about. You hate talking about it, but I'm going to bring it up because it's in the chat. Excuse me, I have a cold. Do you guys think yeah, hold on, it's going up. I have to bring it back. Do you guys think Alvarez will reflect on a Jax flashback in the season finale? Strong rumor or that he shot a cameo. Go for it.
No, no. The thing I hated was the fact that they thought I was thinking when we did the discussion that I thought Jax was going to come back for like a series. I wasn't thinking about a small cameo. Yeah, probably. I could see it. I could see like that's the big pop of like Marcus maybe seeing the Mayans charter go down in flames and kind of just reflects the time of like the heydays or something, and Jax pops in for a cameo. I don't see any other Sons making a cameo other than maybe the big one, and that's Jax. You had everybody basically make a cameo. You had everybody basically who was alive make a cameo for the Sons. So why wouldn't it be Jax? I believe so.
Minus Rat. We didn't see Rat.
Nobody cares. Nah, I like Rat.
Hey, we saw Quinn, but we didn't see Rat.
Oh, that's
Just
true.
saying.
That's true. Well, what's that actor been up to? That's the thing. We don't know what that
Nothing.
actor's been up to. So I mean,
But the good thing about it is that we know that Charlie has his long hair and his beard right now. So it would totally fit in with the way. Did he have short hair or long hair when he died?
who Hunnam?
Yeah,
He had long hair.
he had long hair. So he could fit with the cameo right now.
He doesn't have long hair right now,
He does.
does he? I don't know. I don't follow Charlie. I wish the
I do,
best for him
sorry.
though. I wish the best for him though. He gave my mama a great memory. My mama got to meet Charlie, and he seems like a real genuine, cool guy. We don't know these celebrities. We don't know what they're like, but uh, the biggest thing is if you're gonna go meet them, you hope that they're nice and they're respectful and they're everything you dreamed of. And like my mama used to say, no, my mama never used to say it, but like a lot of people used to say, you never really want to meet your role models because sometimes it could be a piece of crap. But I think conventions are different. I think they all know that it's the fans that are there, and sometimes people are people, man. You go out in the street and you're saying you want to get an autograph, doesn't mean you're gonna give you one. Like they're trying to go about their days. But with Charlie, it was great, man. He was there. He knew he was there for the people, and I think a lot of these guys do appreciate a lot of the fans coming up and really like they love their work. They love this actor. They love this actress. So that's great on Charlie. And if he does make a cameo, he said it looks like he'd do it. He seems like he's all on board of doing like something. He said he had something, an idea. We've all heard it. We've all heard him speak about it. Um, I just wish, for me though, it's not necessarily. I just wish that if they do move forward on any Sons of Anarchy property, give me a first nine and give me Abel and Thomas. But we'll see. We'll see. Let me see. Let's get a couple more questions in here. What else? Do you have any? Do you see any, Sandra?
Um, Let me check to see.
Better Call Saul did do a flashback. Yep, did quite a bit of them. It was sort of long, semi-long.
Easy finally put his push up to work. That he did.
Yeah,
That he did.
I just saw that one. Yeah. Randy, what's going on, Randy? What's going on, Electro? Sensational as always. Felipe. Everybody who's joined the chat, thank you. Joe, Mr. DJ, thank you guys for joining the chat. Adelita will kill easy. I don't see that happening. Felipe,
Wow.
oh, dude, where's Felipe
You know
at?
what? Oh, yeah, he's gonna show up in episode 9. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that Adelita would not kill Easy. And the reason why I'm saying this is because her life now is with Angel and Maverick. If she sees anything that could put in jeopardy her son and Easy, because remember the conversation when they were in bed saying that we have to do anything in our power to protect Maverick. If she sees Easy being a threat, she wouldn't stop. She wouldn't even like have any doubt. She would kill him. So don't say no yet. I could put that as a potential.
Yo, we still have the bounty hunter guy too, or the army guy. Where the hell's he been? Like they have to give the drugs to him, you know?
Oh, but that was like 3 episodes ago, and he was supposed to deliver the drug the next day.
So is he done with the drugs? Is that what the money came from? Like, what is going on here?
Mm.
Is Nicholas' son a patch member now? Nicholas' son. Who's Nicholas' son?
I don't know, but all our peeps were, so we have Bottles, we have Nestor. Those are the only two, right? Do we have
Yes.
anybody else?
And then just Abara's son. Abara, son. This one says, I want to know who that girl was getting choked out in the apartment with her sister. It was Jess's sister, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jess. Yeah.
It was Jess. It was Jess. I remember rumors that people that Abel was the one who burned down the warehouse of course it was Angel. We finally found out. Abel? Abel's not of age yet. I don't think. Edward James Olmos, yeah, he had cancer in real life. I thought he beat it though. Okay, from S.O.A in season one. Jackman's son was Happy's prospect. I don't remember. Jack Nicholson. All right. Well, you know what? What else did we miss? Is there anything else we missed? Is that about it? What did we miss? I think overall the episode was fine. I didn't hate it. I actually there were some elements I did like. I didn't realize it was that long. Honestly, I feel like all these episodes are just long, and I'm just kind of getting through it. I'm not. I'm not. I wish Mayans was just a better show. I mean, no, for what it was, for what I'm getting right now, and just me kind of going with the flow. It's I am kind of like, okay, let's see just how they end it. Let's just see how it all goes down. You might have some emotional moments and stuff. So hopefully, but it's yeah, it's fine. It's okay. It's fine. It's a fine show.
Well, okay. If you say it's a fine show, it's a fine show.
It's pretty bad, but I'm just gonna say it's all right. It's okay, and people are, it's just great to enjoy the last ride with everybody, with all you guys and you, Sandra. So, I mean, I think it's something to talk about. It's definitely something to talk about. I just hope that after this season, there is some development of another Sons of Anarchy show or something of that, because I think the fans deserve
Hmm.
something like that. I think really do think it's time to do a first nine. I really do think it's time to do a first nine. I would want a first nine before I would want an Abel and Thomas show. And if we don't get an Abel and Thomas show, that's fine. Just give me a first nine. I think it'd be a really, really cool concept. And just imagine the production of a first nine show compared to what they could have done with the first nine show years ago. Because the one thing about Mayans, other than the bad CGI sometimes it looks great. Sometimes it looks really, really good. The only time it looks very ugly is when we're seeing Creeper in prison or Potter spouting out in his little wherever he was. But there's sometimes where this show looks really, really nice, really beautiful, beautiful shots, great locations. So I hope at the end of Mayans that I don't know what happens, man. I hope that either the rights go somewhere where they do something with it, or if Hulu does something with this thing. You know, um, and if they do make a spin-off of Abel and Thomas at the end of the Mayans this season, you if there is any characters left on the board, you'll probably see them pop up in the Abel and Thomas show. So that's my thoughts on it. Maybe. You got any thoughts, Sandra? I don't think I could hear you, Sandra. I'm not hearing you. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Huh. Try again.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Okay.
Okay.
All right. There we go.
Um, Everybody was excited with season one. Then it went down that path that we are today. But I put all my energy to say, hey, let's start this, let's continue it, and let's watch it until the end. We have to give it a chance to see if it gets better or not. At the end of the day, it is what it is. We have no control on what we don't have control of. We get, but I'm sure there's people who are enjoying it. Everybody has their own opinion. This is what the beauty of this world is. Somebody can hate a show and the other one will love it. We all have our opinion. That's why we're here. That's why you do a live stream. That's why we have a chat. People can express how they feel. I'm just happy that this is the final season.
Can you guys hear Sandra at all? I'm hearing they're saying that they can't hear you for some reason. Yeah, you can hear her. Can you guys hear her? I don't know, I think my yeah something happened to the volume on my end, but I think you're good. If I could hear you, so I'm assuming everybody else can.
Oh well.
Uh, well, yeah, we'll have conversations. I mean, we both really like wrestling, so if you guys like wrestling, we'll probably do a lot more wrestling stuff too. But probably have conversations on lot of.
And maybe one day you'll start Snowfall.
One day, one day. I'm actually going to take my son to go see Elemental today, so I always try to go to the movies as much as possible as well. Um, Sandra, I had a question too. Would you see any of the Mayans cast in the convention if they were to go? Would you make your way to see them?
I would.
Who
I
would you
would
want to see?
definitely want. Well, my main one would be Marcus Alvarez. I would
Haven't you
love
seen
to
Marcus
meet
already?
Emilio.
You haven't seen Emilio?
No,
What?
I've
He's
never
always on
met
the conventions
Emilio.
too. This year he's been doing a lot of conventions.
Yeah, in the south, near you. Remember, I'm up north. You are in south. He doesn't come to the north part.
Okay.
Um, but I would definitely go see him for sure. Um, so far, the only people who visit the north sides where I am, it's the Sun's people.
Hmm.
But if they would, I would. I wanted to go see. It was in 2019. Actually, Angel. There was two or three Mayans. Oh, Coco Angel. They did Rhode Island,
Okay.
but then again, that was a little bit too far for me. But yes, I would definitely go see it.
Okay, that's good. I would love to see
See,
Marcus.
read read the comment. Snowfall is a great show. Just saying.
I'll eventually get to it. I'll eventually get to it. I just got done watching Demon Slayer. I like anime. God, what a beautiful. When an anime show is better than a real live action show, that's telling you something. Um, but we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. We'll definitely try to get some more streams going. I would like that. And then I'll be going to Comic Con 2023, so maybe there will be some I don't know, some Emilio or anybody like that. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know how much I would. I'm not the one who tries to. Comic Con is so nuts that I wouldn't try to attempt to like get because there's a lot of raffling involved in those conventions and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll run into somebody. Maybe at the bar. Maybe I'll run into. If I run into Emily, oh my god, it'd be all bad. But yeah, we'll see. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna end it right here. I got things to do, but we did want to get this stream out before the next episode. The next episode was it tomorrow night? Tomorrow
Tomorrow
night.
night.
Tomorrow night, I'll try to get a review up as soon as possible. You know my schedule, guys. It's either comes soon or later. It just depends. I had my Father's Day on Sunday, so I was busy that Sunday as well. And it's just been a good year so far. So I'm looking forward to hear what you guys think about the next episode. I was looking forward to hear what Sandra, because Sandra actually really did like this episode. So that there you go. I mean, we say negative stuff, but we're just speaking the truth here. But there is some positives, and I said some positive things about this episode too. So you get that once in a while. Thank you
Hey,
guys,
hold
Sandra.
on a second.
Yeah,
Yes, this is a Duran Duran T-shirt, by the way. I got asked that in the chat.
Duran Duran. Um, thank you guys. Make sure, of course, you tell people about the channel, to subscribe, to like, and then we will see you guys next time. Thank you, Sandra, for joining me, and we are
Thank you,
out of